Hey, this is Mark Cordy with another installment of Loan Mod Workshop tutorial. This tutorial is about my 10 top rules for modifying your loan. Okay, start. Organization. It's very important. I know this kind of goes without saying, but you have to be super organized with the bank because they are not going to be. You have to keep track of the documents you send them and know which number you sent it to and know what day you sent it on. And that way, when they tell you they didn't receive those documents, you can say, well, I sent it to this number on this day. A lot of times they can just go and find it. Follow through. I mean, this kind of relates to organization, but you got to follow through after you send in documents. Don't just assume they got it because you actually have to almost like hand deliver it. You get it to them, then you tell them you gave it to them, and you talk to the person, and then they put it in the system. I mean, you have to make sure that you're constantly on them for doing the right thing. Remember, you catch more bees with honey. A lot of these workers are getting yelled at all day, every day by irate homeowners, and these homeowners have a reason to be mad, but not at these workers. I mean, they're simply doing what the bank is telling them to do, and it's unfortunate, but if I've had a lot more success just being nice and dealing with these people, and they're more willing to bend over backwards. This is kind of a funny one, but not really. If anyone's tried, they know how frustrating it can be. I mean, it kind of goes back to the organization thing. If you're organized for them and you can't let them be the disorganized party, then that'll go a long way because it's going to be frustrating no matter what. You just got to make sure that you are organized and you know that it's going to be frustrating. Then you might be a little more prepared for the whole process. Make sure you submit clean and organized documents. And what I mean by clean is they got to be, first of all, like a paycheck can't be like a copied over like 5 times and barely legible, because by the time you fax it to them, they're going to say, well, we can't even read it. So clean, organize, and make sure they're in order of date, and just send them exactly what they asked for, nothing more, nothing less, when they ask for paychecks or bank statements. Okay, next slide. Keep asking questions. A lot of times this is just a great way to keep the conversation going and uncover news or information that you didn't know before, because you don't know everything. A lot of these reps don't know a whole lot. I mean, a lot of them are unseasoned and don't know. So if you keep asking questions, they might send you to a supervisor. They might uncover something that you didn't know, some news, good or bad. Keep your emotions in check. This is pretty important because you can't yell at these people and expect to get results or have them check into things for you, because they're getting yelled at all day. If you're the nice one, they're more likely to do something for you. And also remember, you can always call back if the representative is just a mean person. And this is also a business for the bank. It's not personal for them, even though it's personal for you. Oops. Don't get overexcited from news. I've seen it several times where someone calls the bank and says, oh, your modification's been approved, documents are on the way, and then a month later they you call in because you haven't received the documents, and the bank says, oh, well, it's not approved, I don't know what they were telling you that for. Or bad news, they say it's foreclosing tomorrow. So a lot of times you have to call the attorney that's handling the file and have them tell you that it's not actually foreclosing. So get to the bottom of it before you listen to one rep's opinion. Don't stop making payments. This is a tactic used by a lot of these low mod companies that are mostly out of business now, telling people to stop making payments, which is just ridiculous. The reason they told you to stop making payments is because you can now afford to pay them because you're not making payments to the bank for your mortgage. But it's a serious gamble you're taking. It's with your house. And if you stop making payments to get a mod, even though admittedly, it does help the situation, speed it along, but what happens when you don't get a modification? Because less than 20% of people do. So you have to be very careful about making payments. I mean, if you can afford it, make them, even if it's barely. Make your payments. Honestly, evaluate your situation. I tell people that because everybody wants a modification. It was all the rage a couple years ago and now. Uh, Someone making $20,000 a month says, yeah, I don't want a modification, so they look into it, but their mortgage payment's only $3,000. I mean, what bank in the right mind is going to give them a modification if they can clearly afford the home? And on the flip side, which was more common, someone making no money or very little money that has a mortgage payment that's more than they're even making, let alone their other expenses, they want a modification too. Well, I mean, what do you expect the bank to lower your payment to for you to afford it? I mean, they're not going to give you the home. Okay. Again, if you want to contact me regarding your loan mod, you're welcome to. That's my number and that's my email address. Dave can answer your short sale questions. He's our short sale specialist. I primarily do the loan mods. I can answer most of your questions about short sales, but he's a better person to talk to. So we have a free webinar. If you want to sign up for that, we're doing them, once or twice a week right now. So you're welcome to come to our webinar for free, and that covers everything. All right, see you there.